Welcome to Rove Know How. Today we are going to learn how to use the pen tool in Photoshop, and as we learn we're going to do a fish. So open up Photoshop, go to File, go to New, go to Print, go to A4 and choose Orientation Landscape and Create. Now you're going to come here at the Layers panel and create a new layer, blank layer. Then we go and select the pen tool, this one here. When you click and hold, it brings many options, but we want the first option, the pen tool. So you will come, we're going to draw a fish. You click here, then you come and click here and hold and pull up a little bit, then alt click, then you come here, you click and hold and pull, then alt click, then you come here, you click and hold and drag down, then you come here and alt click, then we come here, you click and hold and drag up, then alt click, then you come inside here, you click, hold and drag up, then alt click, then you come here, you click and drag up, yeah, and reconnect. So we will right click and choose make selection. We press OK. Then we come here on the gradient tool, we click it, then come here, we put a greenish color. Then we come here, we select, we put a blue color. Then we go to our gradient tool, we click here and drag, yeah. Then we deselect, you can press Ctrl D to deselect. Then we'll come on the background and create a new layer. Then we go back to the pen tool, we'll come here, click here, then come click here, hold and drag up, then alt click, then come here, you click and drag down, then alt click, then come here, you click and make that little curve, then alt click, then you come here, click and drag outside, then alt click, then you click and hold and drag, you alt click, then click, then we come here, we click and drag, then alt click, then we click, then alt click, then connect, then right click and make selection. So that's our tail. So we come here and put purple. I'll use the purple color, then come back to the gradient tool, click and drag. So I make a tail. So we now have two layers. We have our tail and the body. So we are going to create the eyes. So you come back on this first layer, we create a new layer. We come and use this tool, elliptical marker tool. You come click here and drag. As you press shift, if you don't press shift it will be oval, but we want a perfect circle, you press shift as you drag. Then we come here, we click and put white, then go to the brush tool, increase its size and paint it white. So we position it here, then we go back, we create a new layer. We go back to the elliptical marker tool, we click and drag down as we press shift. Then we come here, we put a lighter blue. Then we go to the gradient tool and select the second option, the circular one. Then come click here and drag out. Then click this, we bring it here. We can reduce its size a bit. Then I'm going to select this whiter one. I duplicate by pressing Ctrl J. So I have made a copy out of it. Then I press Ctrl I to invert, Ctrl invert. Then I'll reduce its size. Then I'll bring it here, but it's under the blue one. So I'll come here on the layers, I click it and drag up until that blue line appears. Then I release. Now it's out. Then I'll reduce its size a bit. Then I'll come click on this blue one and I duplicate. I press Ctrl J. Then I will scale. I click here, then I scale I position it where I want it. So that's our eye. Now we're going to add in, we come here on the background, we create a new layer, go back to the pen tool, you come here, you click, you come and click here, hold and drag, then alt click, then we come here, we click and drag up, then alt click, then we come here, we click and hold and drag, then alt click, then we come here, we click and drag, then alt click, then we come here, we click and drag, then we come here, we click, you can come and click here, then connect, then we right click and make selection. So we put here a dark blue, then here we can put a purple, then we go to the gradient tool, we click here and drag, yeah, we make it that, then we click on the body, click it, then come here and create a new layer, go back to the pen tool, you come and click here, then here and create that curve, then alt click, then you come here, you click and drag, then alt click, then come here, click and drag, then alt click, then come here, click and drag, then alt click, then you connect here, then right click, make selection, we use the same colors, then we select the gradient tool, you click here and drag down, yeah. Now we're going to come at the background, we create a new layer, we get the pen tool, you come, click here and drag down, then you come, click here and drag and click here, then you make selection, we use the same gradient, yeah. So this is basically our fish. Then we are going to go back here at the background, we create a new layer, we go to the pen tool, we come here, click here, come here, we give it some teeth, you click here, you can do any style you want depending on the character you're designing, then make selection, then we select the brush tool, we paint it blue, then we come here, we get the pen tool, we come here, then click here, then here, then connect, I connect here, make selection, then I paint it, I can click here to switch these colors. So purple is up now, I shade with purple, so that's it. Now I'm going to put in some shading in our fish. So I'll select this fish, I get the pen tool, I come here, I click here, I come here, I click, I drag down, I alt click, then I come here, I click, I drag up, alt click, then I join, then I right click, make selection, then I press Ctrl L, then I pull here to make it a little bit lighter. So I'll create that pattern. Then I'll come here, I create a new layer, then I use this tool, the elliptical marker tool, I draw a small circle, I paint it white, I select white, then I come here to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, then I'll increase its blur to make a spatula highlight, yeah. Then I rotate it a little bit, I can duplicate it, Ctrl J, I bring it here, then I pull it to be on top, then I reduce its size, I put it there, Then I'll come here, I create a new layer, I go back to the pen tool, I click here, then click here and drag as I'm holding, then alt click, then I click here, I hold and I drag, then I right click, make selection, I shade it with a dark, let me say dark blue, I go to the brush tool, I paint. Now that's our fish. We need to give it the second eye, so I'll come, I select this layer, press shift, I select this and this and this, and I press Ctrl J to, I press Ctrl E to merge them, so it becomes one layer. Then I'll click it and press Ctrl J to duplicate. Now there are two, so I'll bring it here, but first let's give a background color. So I'll come to the background layer, it's white as you see for now. Then I come here, I put a lighter blue. Then I come down here, I put a dark blue. Then I go to the gradient tool, I use this first one, or I can use the second one. Then I come, I click here, I drag down. You can also click here and drag up, or you can click here and drag this side. It depends on what you're designing. But me, I'll click from up, I drag down, then I'll press Ctrl L to make it more darker. I pull here. So I'll go to our fish, on this eye, I want it to be behind the fish, so I'll come here, I drag it until it's under. Yeah. Now I'll bring it here, I reduce its size a little bit because it's perspective. Then I'll squash it, I'll press Ctrl as I click here, Ctrl and click here to make it feel as if it's, yeah. Then I'll come under it, I click on the layer under it. This is our eye, but I'm clicking on the layer under it. I create a new layer, then I get the pen tool, I come, click here and drag here, then I come, I connect, then I right click, make selection, I switch these colors, I want a dark blue, or you can put purple. Let me put purple, dark purple. I go to the brush tool, then I paint. So that's it. So we can add in more details. So let me make this a little dark. I'll select it, I press Ctrl L, I come, I pull it, or I pull this side to make it a little lighter. Okay. Now I'll come also, I get the pen tool, I'm on this layer, this one. So I'll come here, click here, I come here, we're doing what we did on the body. We come, I click here, alt click here, then come, I click here, then I click here, then I click here, then I right click, make selection, then I press Ctrl L, then I pull to make it a little bit lighter. Yeah, I'll do the same thing on the tail. I click the tail, then I'll come, I click here, then I come, I click here, I drag, then I come, I click here, I drag, then I come, I click here, then I come here, then I connect here, then I right click, make selection, then I press Ctrl L, I pull to make it a little bit lighter. So I'll come to this, I'll do the same thing. You come here, you click here, drag here, alt click, I can click outside here, I come here, then do this, then alt click, then make selection, then Ctrl L, I pull it. So I'll come here on this layer, I click it, I get the pen tool, I click here, Then I come here, I click here, I drag, then I go back, I drag, make it a little bit, then make selection, then I paint it white. So we are going to add in some bubbles. So I'll come here on the background, I create a new layer, I go back to the elliptical marker tool, I click, I make a circle, I put here white, it's already white. I go to the brush tool, I paint. So I bring the bubble here, I reduce its size, then I change its opacity. I'll come here, I reduce the opacity, then I'll duplicate, Ctrl J. Then the other way of duplicating, you can click and press Ctrl Alt and drag. It's another way of duplicating, Alt Ctrl drag, or you can use Ctrl J, whichever way that makes your work faster. So when you use, then I'll duplicate this, I make it big. So I'll come on this layer, I click it, I come here, I pull this like this, then make selection, I select this, the same color here, then go to the brush tool, I paint it. Yeah, so that's it for today. In part 2, we are going to add in more details into our fish as we continue to learn how to use the pen tool. So this has been part 1 on how to use the pen tool in Photoshop. So part 2, we shall come back in and add in more details to make our fish look more beautiful. So let's save. You can go here, File, Save. Then I'll save it on my desktop. I call it fish, pen tool fish. Pen tool fish part 1. Photoshop here. So I'll press OK. So that's it for today. Hope you've learned how to use the pen tool. All I request is that you practice more, and don't forget to like, follow, subscribe and share. So thanks for being on. It's been Rove Know How. See you next time. Bye bye.